So Risha's gonna pick up a different tool. It's a squeaky toy. Okay, what state are we in now?
Back to safe and connected. Curious.
Oh, curious now. Is that curious? What is that? Whoa, I was shifted a little into some flight, right?
Hi y'all, Risha here with Pecan Creek Ranch, and this week's Lunch and Learn was about the nervous system. Being able to identify different nervous system arousal states, clues to look for in body language and in behavior, and then how we use that to communicate better with others, to support ourselves and to support others, into feeling safe and connected. Here we go.
We thought we'd talk a little bit about the autonomic nervous system and kind of looking at it through the polyvagal lens, because that's what we use the most here, I would say. And then talk a little bit about how we talk with clients about it and get y'all's ideas about that. And so we talk to the clients typically in two ways about the autonomic nervous system. One is this ladder, where the top of the ladder is safe and connected, the middle is fight or flight, and then we have shutdown, collapse, and dissociation lives down here too. And the reason we like to depict it this way the most is because as we're coming out of shutdown, then you'll see that fight or flight come into a client's body or a child's body if you're a parent to get to safe and connected. And we like for people to remember that you have to come through here when you've been down there. Does that if that makes sense? And then the other way we like to talk about it as gas pedal and brake. And so we play a game called Whoa and Go to kind of help with people understanding that a little bit. And so one of the things we thought would be helpful is, how do we know when a person is in safe and connected, fight or flight, or shutdown and collapse? What do y'all think? Which one do you want to start with? Shutdown and collapse or fight or flight? Those are the easier ones. They're usually bigger feelings. What do y'all notice? Whoa. Huh? Lack of eye contact. And where do you notice, which one? In the shutdown? Okay. So I'm going to just write that down. Lack of eye contact. Absolutely. What else? Anything else on shutdown and collapse that you'll notice with a client or an animal?
Like head down, body postures.
Okay, so what does the body posture look like?
Some that I have seen is, with the lack of eye contact, the head is down, shoulders slumped.
I don't know.
Just kind of a caved in.
Caved in. I like that. All right. So caved in, lack of eye contact, head down, shoulders forward. Let me see if I can kind of demonstrate what that might look like. That might look like this. And so what's the energy like when we're down here like this? What's the energy? Do we have high energy?
Oh, yeah. Very, very low.
Low energy? Okay. So low energy. So these are the signs. So when we go out and we're going to work with the horses and we're going to try to look at these states and notice the shifting between them. So these are the things we might be looking for. Now, horses, their shoulders might be different, right? They might not be rolled forward. What kind of, what are the muscle quality here? What do y'all think? Like, is it like really loose, like a rag doll? Is it tight?
The word that comes to my mind is kind of flabby. It's kind of just, ugh.
Okay. Flabby. Hi, Milo. All right. What about fight and flight? How do we know we're here? This is the same pathway. People forget they're not two different pathways. It's the same pathway. So how do we know if a being is in this state? So increased body tension. Okay. What else?
More rapid breathing.
Yeah. So increase in breathing rate. Okay. Increase movement. Okay. What else? What do their bodies typically look like? Are they folded in like down here? Huh?
They're going to be more erect, alert.
More erect, more alert. Okay. Anything else that y'all think of when you're looking at a person and trying to figure out, well, what state are they in? Talked about eye contact down here. What might it look like here? Okay, so we could be scanning, and we could be what?
I was going to say staring somebody down.
Yes. Yeah, sort of staring or intense eye contact. Does staring have two R's or one?
I think one.
I'm a really bad speller. All right. Okay, so those are the things. So how do we know when we're up here? When our bodies feel safe? How do we know? So relaxed muscles, okay? What's the quality of the eye or the eye contact? Is it different up here?
Soft.
Soft eye contact? All right. How about energy wise? Well, we didn't talk about energy down here. What kind of energy would be here? High. Okay. High energy. Whoa. Stay right there for me, dude. You feel me shifting states? What state am I going into?
You're gonna have a fight with that chart.
You're exactly right. You can feel it tightening up in my core and my arms. All right, so high energy here. So what's the energy up here?
It's kind of moderate.
Okay. And it probably is more easily shifts.
I was going to say it flows.
Flows, energy flows. I like that. Energy flows. Yeah. Okay. And kind of looking at the other things we mentioned here, what about the breathing and what do you think it's like up here?
Normal. That's not a good word.
Yeah. So,
It's not rapid.
it's not it's just
easy.
okay, I like that. Easy breathing.
Coherent with your heart rate.
Oh yeah, I like that. You're gonna test my ability to spell coherent with heart rate. All right. Okay, let's see. We got all the other things. What is the posture like here when we feel safe?
Open.
That's the word I was kind of thinking. Open posture. Where this one is more folded in, you closed. And this one can be expansive, right? More rigid and the tension, right? All right. So, what do we need as beings, whether we're human or animal, horses, dogs, cats, mammals, to shift from this state or this state into safe and connected? What do y'all think?
But one of the first things that comes to my mind, you need an environment where it's safe to do that.
Yeah, we need safety. What kind of safety are we looking for?
All of them.
All of them. So emotional, physical, social. Okay. Do anyone want to add anything to that? Any other kinds of safety we're missing here? No? Okay. So safety, it's got to be safe. You've got to be able to make some mistakes. What kind of things help us to move out of this space? We're going to see this maybe with some of our horses today.
The presence of somebody, another being that's...
Right, and so what does that person need to be? So if I was in fight or flight and I'm trying to help this person, I'm like, come on, get off the ground, stand up. Is that going to be helpful?
Not too much.
Too much. So here, we're going to need some regulated body. We're going to need connection. We're going to need rhythm. We're going to need, this goes with safety, so I'll put it up here, predictability. Okay? So one of the most important things is when a being is down here and they cannot create their own energy movement because they're so collapsed, that we can provide that. And we can provide that with our way we speak and the way we move our energy up and down. I can do it with my body like I am now, swaying back and forth, right? I could do it with sounds. Other ways, if I'm working with a client, I might even give some different sensory information, right? So they can see me visually moving and maybe even feel me moving. Now they can hear it. And at first it's going to be very slow. Then I'm going to start to raise it a little bit, but in a predictable way. We're going to do it in a predictable way, okay? And so what I do with my body is really important. How I am in my body and who I am is really important in that moment. Because if I have control energy in my body, like, come on, just do it. Well, that's not going to be very helpful. That usually will send a person further down the arousal continuum, right? Because it's unsafe, it feels unsafe. And so really wanting to connect with them, attune with them, really start where they are, and gently be bringing them up. And then once we get enough energy in this part, we're still maybe shut down, but we can maybe move our bodies. Then we can start to move in a rhythmic way. Walking's great then. We can get out, we can walk, we could maybe toss a ball. Back and forth, right? Do some different things to do these same things we were doing here, but with some forward movement. Okay? So, wow, finally we get out of shutdown and collapse. Thank goodness, because this is a really hard place to be. Now we're kind of have more energy in my body. Maybe, what do I not to do? What do I need here? Same things. That's right. And sometimes here, we really want to match that energy and we want to bring it even higher and then bring it lower. Okay? So doing all these things here are going to help us get here. Now, if we're not in our bodies, then there's nothing to connect to. We have to be in our bodies, be present, not be making grocery lists in our heads. We got to be here in our bodies for a being to connect to. Okay? All right. So this is what we're going to go do with the horses. We're going to go watch and see what state are they in, what might they need, and we're a small group, so we might even get some chance to practice this stuff, which would be fun, right? Okay? And then we have some handouts for y'all to take home with you today that help you to know where a person is, where you are, and how to shift states. All right? Risha is going to interact with the horses, and we're going to look and see if we can see some of these states. And notice that they're going to shift states. So, right, what state do y'all think they're in now? Right now?
I think they're feeling
pretty safe, okay, and connected. And so how y'all know? What are you noticing about their bodies that tell you that? Yeah, their muscles are relaxed, they're moving slowly. All right, so Risha has some tools.
And we have a curious one.
We do. This is Iris over here. This is my heart horse. She challenges me. All right. So we have some tools, and we're going to see what happens when we use them. So right now, Risha's got a brush, and she's asking Iris about the brush. And so how does Iris feel about this brush so far?
She's good with it.
She feels curious. Yeah, when we're curious, we have to be safe and connected. We can't feel curiosity when we're in fight or flight or shut down or collapse. So she feels safe. She's curious. She even has some increased energy. Please brush me. And so Risha brushed her a little. And now Iris is using her body to say, please brush me some more. And see if you can see how her energy is coming up a little bit when she was asking for more brushing. When Risha stops, let's see how she asks for more. Does she ask in a connected way, or is she starting to go up the arousal, go down the arousal continuum to fight or flight? You know, we'll see. She seems connected, yeah. So her muscles are relaxed, right? Her eyes are soft. She was asking politely, please brush me. Yeah. I noticed a little bit more muscle tension in her face when Risha came to the side. Now do you see her blinking? She's blinking. You see her energy dropping a little bit. There, coming back up a little. So she's shifting states a little bit. She's going down, she's going up. This is more relaxed here. Oh, it feels good. You can see her getting a little tighter in her face because it feels so good. Yeah, now she's asking for butt scratches. So Iris feels safe with Risha. She feels safe making requests. And Risha feels safe with Iris. And now we're going to try something else. We got a hula hoop. Iris says, I see that hula hoop. Playing with it a little bit, a little curious. So I will go ahead and eat the grass. She thought about picking up the hula hoop. There she goes again. Big deep breath. Okay. Not so interested in the hula hoop. So is this boredom? This is where I think parents get stuck. Is this boredom? Or is this, I'm trying to distract myself from something that feels uncomfortable? You see the tightness? She had tightness in her ears a little bit. Her eyes getting a little tighter. She's not engaging with it at all. Okay, that's a shift, isn't it? Than what she was doing before. Before, she was kind of interested and curious. And now, she's not. She disconnected from Risha. She's not at all connected. So that would tell me that she was more trying to avoid the discomfort. So she went into more of a shutdown. I've got blinders on sort of place. And Risha even touched her with the hula hoop and still not enough energy to asking her to reconnect. Asking her again. So if we were thinking about a window of tolerance, maybe we went outside of Iris's window of tolerance. It's one of the things we might think about. So we'd want to be working on getting her reconnected and then start expanding that window a little bit. Boy, howdy. I wonder if there's any parents out there that ever feel like this. Hey, I'm asking for your attention. Hello? Am I on the same planet? Right now, no. You're not on the same planet. Right? We're learning something about Iris. She says, absolutely not going to pay any attention to that doggone hula hoop. So Risha's trying to be playful. Trying to be playful with her.
See what she does.
See what happens. My guess is, does she really even know she has a hula hoop there? I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
Sometimes it's hard to tell if she's
It is.
if she's just okay with
Yeah.
it and she's not interested,
Yeah.
or she's going down the arousal continuum.
Yeah.
But this is giving me some information because she's noticing it on her.
She's noticing it because she's moving her legs.
She's looked at it a couple times.
Yeah.
So she's engaged with it. She's not completely checked out from it. But it's definitely not as pleasing as the brush.
Definitely not as pleasing as the brush. I wonder what would happen if you picked the brush up again. Do you think she'd notice? Didn't even care. It fell off.
Yeah.
Doesn't care. I'm curious to know if she's connected, if she'll notice Risha do something, have something different. So Lemmy's in what state, the dog? What state is he in?
He's pretty safe and connected.
Yeah.
He's watching.
He's watching.
Space.
He's relaxed. He's interested.
He's not adding to any confusion or energy.
All right,
Yep.
let's try something else.
So Risha's going to pick up a different tool. It's a squeaking toy.
Whoa.
Okay, what state are we in now?
Back to safe and connected. Curious.
Oh, curious now. Is that curious? What is that? Whoa, that was shifted a little into some flight, right? But she didn't run away. You can see the horses way over there lifting their heads. Okay. So we've done a lot of work with our horses on facing their fears. So she's paying attention. She's interacting with it. Whew. We're getting some state shifting here. She's kind of at that cusp of safe and connected, a little flight. She's bouncing, right? Now we have something different. We have some food. Risha's going to ask some of them to connect with her before she feeds them. So she's asking him to control his body. You can tell we work on this a lot. So what's the difference between Kai, who's the closest to us, and this one to the right? Why isn't she going over her and feeding her? Is she connected? No, she's just doing her own thing, right? He's connected and controlling his body. Ah, hello, you have something. State shifting. Watch. Iris, look at that. Rock star, you're trying so hard, but feel her energy. It's really hard for her. She did it. Okay. You feel this energy coming up here? Okay. Kai's doing a great job of controlling himself. I'm going to move so I can see a little better here. So Juno, how's she doing with being able to control her body? Juno's the one in the middle. I'm here. But the game is to connect and to be the boss of your own body, basically. So as Juno, who's following Risha around, is not being the boss of her own body. She's trying to kind of push Risha into giving her some, right? Demand, give me some. Gemma came closer, but she's now stopped and is waiting. Now Juno is trying to figure it out, isn't she? Now she's trying so hard to stay still and to wait on it. So the darker horse in this group, y'all see what's happening with her right now? Feel her energy coming up? Her Iris is kind of waiting. Her energy's sort of dropped and she's more relaxed and she's waiting. And Gemma's energy is a little higher. She's still able to control her body, but just has a little bit more worry about, will I get some?
Let's see what happens if I move slower.
Okay, even slower. What happens? So what happens to Juno when Risha's moving slower? It's so hard to wait. She starts to lose a little bit of her ability to wait. And Gemma is like, oh my gosh, it's like waiting for Christmas. I can't do it. And Iris now can't do it. All right. So what we're trying to feel for is, are they connected? Are they regulated? Are they trying to treat Risha like an obstacle to what they want? Are they trying to treat her like a treasured person in their lives? This is a skill that we work on with horses and kids. How do we wait? Iris all of a sudden can't wait. She's shifted into control. Oh, maybe now she's shifting a little bit. Gemma's having a hard time. Juno's having a hard time. Iris said, oh, I can do this.
You see her holding back the energy.
Yeah, she's trying. And Kai said, you know, I'm just going to occupy myself, do something else. That's a little hard. That's good. Let's see.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Do you want one or not?
See it? Do you see him stay put, not follow her? Yeah. So he says, yes, please, I would like one. Now there are two horses in this pasture who are not playing this game. They've opted out. They don't want the challenge by choice.
I can feel,
What can you feel, Risha? Tell him. Tell him what you can feel.
She changed it though.
She,
Good. She said, I'm just going to grab it. You walk by here and I'll just grab it.
I'll just take it from you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see she's following Risha, has a hard time waiting. So this is also part of those state shifting, right? Gemma's not really feeling that safe and connected, right? She's trying to take instead of wait.
Good shift. I know, you're still just waiting to take it from her.
And you can see how she's coming around now, really trying to get her head in the bucket.
There's no trust.
No trust.
Yeah, no trust.
That's a good way of putting it. No ability.
Follow me because she can't trust.
She doesn't believe that Risha will come back and give her any. So the way to work on that is not to get mad at them, but to try to just regulate your body just like Risha is and notice the small changes. And we're going to grow those small changes over time. And so these are kind of like, I would think about this exercise as a micro state shifting. Lots of state shifting, an ability to connect and regulate your own being. Now we can't learn this as people or horses if we don't practice it. We don't spend a lot of time practicing this with our kids in ways that are supportive and helpful to them. We may practice waiting in the grocery store line, but that's not a really great place to practice waiting. It's hard enough for adults. People get frustrated waiting. How do we regulate our bodies? That's what Kai's doing. He's regulating his body. He's trusting Risha to come back and feed him, to notice him. Yes, buddy, I see you.
You know, said, I'll just take that one. Thanks.
I'll just steal it from you.
She knows I'm going to walk by and give one to Kai. So she says, while you're there, I'll just take it. And Gemma is trying to do the same.
Why do you think the other two horses who are in this pasture aren't even participating? He's down here, she's up there. No participation at all.
Lots of history. It's just hard.
Yeah. Maybe it's just hard. It might be hard to be in a group like this, right? So these are the things we want to be curious about. Like, why are they off by themselves? Why are they not participating in something we know that they would enjoy? So we just want to be curious about it.
When you're talking about families and teaching them how to help kids wait, and you said grocery store is not an ideal place.
It's not a great place, no.
So what are
It's
some
too
of the
long.
and there's too much stuff there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you do with kids?
So I think what's important is that we start with small periods of waiting, small waiting, right? So we ask them to pause for a couple of seconds while we finish something, and then we attune to them. And that's important. I feel like you have to really be connected and attuned and notice them and then really answer and be with them. And then again, those small waitings, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, because the more that they can wait and be successful at it, then the more they can build that waiting muscle. It's a muscle, man. I mean, I have a hard time waiting sometimes. And I have to learn how to help my body wait. You see me in the grocery store, I am shifting from foot to foot. I'm really trying to stay connected. I'm smiling at people. I'm not in this because this phone makes me mad and angry that this line isn't moving faster, right? And so I think the same thing happens with little people, right? So really helping be connected to their bodies, noticing these micro changes in their bodies, being connected to them is such an important part of waiting, right? We're trying to teach Milo to wait. Oh, does he ever have a hard time waiting, right? He just has to take what he wants, that connection. He jumps on top of you, right? But I'm asking him to wait for like a second, and then give him a little bit of what he needs, and then ask him to wait again until he can be successful at that. Then we'll go to 1.5, right? But I think that's how we teach it with kids, right? But if I wasn't connected and I was thinking about something else and I was like, wait, I'm not connected to this being, that's harder to wait. But to know I'm seen, I think that's what made it so easy for Kai, wherever he went out here, to wait, because he knows that Risha's connected to him. He can feel it. He trusts her. He knows she's going to come back and meet this need. But this horse here, this brown horse, Gemma, she doesn't have that, right? She struggles so much with waiting. Even waiting for 1 second or 2 seconds. She just wants to take whatever it is that you have that she wants. And so that's her growing edge, right? Be connected. We all have those edges, I feel like, you know? That's how I'd work on it.
That's it for this video. I hope y'all found that useful, maybe a little entertaining and informative. And we hope that you come back and watch us again, and y'all take care of each other. And if you haven't, attend one of our Lunch and Learns. And you're in the Central Texas area around Austin, Temple, Belton, Salado, we'd love to see you. Come join us.